I've got an artificial horizon if I do a roll. Doing a roll right now. Gonna put the nose back on the horizon. There we go. Whoops. Yeah, so there's our artificial horizon. And it gives you a good indication of what the attitude of the plane is. Here it's showing I'm in a climb. Here it's showing I'm in a climb and banking to the right. Here I'm inverted and it's showing that I'm inverted. Here it shows that I'm in a steep dive, and so that gives you an idea of the orientation of the aeroplane. Up here we've got a directional gyro. It's like a compass. It's got a gyroscopic, it's got a spinning thing, that's a technical term, it's got a spinning thing inside it, which exhibits rigidity in space. So it's really good because it's not affected so much by the movement of the aircraft. There's probably a compass in here somewhere as well, but the compass would be more affected by things like when you're in a high G turn, like right now. Just say the pilot weighs 100 kilos right now. In this 60 degree turn, the pilot actually weighs 200 kilos because of the G-force. 60 degree turn gives you twice your weight in G-force. If you weigh 100 kilos, then in this kind of turn that we're in right now, you'd actually be weighing 200 kilos. And you can look at the directional gyro. It's working pretty nicely. It's showing the motion of the aircraft spinning around. And the significance of that is if you've got a compass, it may be affected by the G-force and it may not work in high G manoeuvres. So that's the beauty of a directional gyro. Or that's the use of that. It has to be reset every half an hour or so because it tends to, like a mechanical watch loses a minute over a week and it has to be reset every week or two, a bit. Same with the directional gyro, it's got to be reset every 15 minutes or so just to keep it accurate, and you reset it based on the compass when you're in straight and level flight. Up here we've got a clock. What do we got here? Some kind of pressure. It's got a band between 40 and 80 degrees centigrade. I'm assuming that that's oil pressure, maybe. What have we got there? Luftschwab. Don't know what that is. Litre times 100, 400 litres, that's probably the fuel. Kilograms per centimetre cubed it is. And or something like that. I don't actually know what that gauge is there. Kilograms per, yeah, I don't know. There's the altimeter in kilometres, and it's currently showing 600 metres above ground level, and it's almost at a kilometre. Still climbing. Look at that DG, the artificial horizon. And that's at 1 kilometre altitude there. The little index up there that's got 1020, 1010 on it, that's the atmospheric pressure in hectopascals. If you're standing on the ground in your aircraft, and the altimeter, because the pressure varies every single day. If you're standing on the ground in your aircraft, sitting in your aircraft, and you know that your elevation of your aircraft at the airfield is 100 metres above sea level, then you can set the altimeter to 100 meters, which would be the 0.1 down there on the altimeter, 0.1, and then you know you've set the altimeter correctly given the pressure that happens to be prevailing that day. Those are some basic things there about the instrument panel. Of course, up here we've got those radioactive looking symbols for the guns and for the ammunition, so if I fire they'll go down. There we go, run out of ammo. Let's have a look at the gear. I'm going to press the G button. I'm going to zoom out a bit. How fast am I doing? You don't want to put the gear down if you're doing above 300 k's an hour. I'm going pretty fast now, 400. So I'm going to reduce the throttle on my joystick, my Extreme 3D Pro, Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. In real life, you've got a speed that you've got to be below that speed before you lower the landing gear. If you lower the landing gear, so there's 300. Don't know if that's the actual speed, but it works for me. I'm going to press G. I'm pressing G. That's done something there. And let's look outside. And there's some gear. And back inside. Zoom out a bit. I'm going to press G and we'll see what happens. That's to cycle through lowering and raising the gear, and the gear's being raised at the moment. Looks like the tail wheel doesn't raise. So that's the gear. What about the flaps? I'm going to press F. I'm going to press F once. I'm not seeing anything here, and I'm looking outside. Can you see the flaps? So it looks like I'm going to have to actually press and hold the flaps. Press and hold F, so I'm going to press and hold F. Aha. So I'm pressing and holding and I'm releasing, pressing and holding, releasing. So that wheel there, that I was thinking it might be an emergency for the undercarriage, or it might be a trim wheel, be a gigantic trim wheel if that's the case. So this is the flaps. This is lowering the flaps. And you can just press F for as long as you want to lower the flaps until you get to the point where they can't lower anymore. There we go. And if I go outside, there's the flaps, they're fully lowered. If I want to raise the flaps, I press Shift and I press F. Press and hold both Shift and F, and that is going to start raising. So if that's the flaps, I wonder what the other wheel is for. Maybe it's for the slats. Just going to increase power here. Maybe it's for the slats, which are those things on the, or slots rather, which are those things on the leading edge of the outboard leading edge of the wing, which are kind of, they are lift augmentation devices, just like flaps are. And I haven't finished raising my flaps, so I'm going to do that now. Pressing Shift and pressing F. There you go. Right, so that's the flaps, that's the gear. BOS series is really good in the sense that the plane is automatically trimmed out, or at least on the settings that I've got. Compare it to Cliffs of Dover. As soon as you jump in the plane in Cliffs of Dover, you have to trim the plane out, which involves pressing all these combinations of buttons, and then of course as the plane's speed changes, the trim requirements change. And I'm going to find an airstrip now, and I'm going to land the plane. Thanks Matt for your donation and your video idea. Everyone else, if you have a video idea, make a donation and leave your video idea in the comments. Also, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe.